Good morning, fellow historians. Welcome back to another episode of Documenting History. For the past couple of days, maybe last couple of weeks, we've been featuring the final days of WCBS 880 radio, news radio in the New York Metropolitan area. So this is the news story. The headline is WCBS 880 radio ending all news programming after nearly 60 years. New York WCBS News Radio 880 is signing off for good, ending almost 60 years of broadcasting the news in New York City. The all-news format and WCBS call letters will be retired when 880 AM shifts to sport radio and relaunches as ESPN New York as WHSQ AM, effective August 26th. And that's what the radio station owner, Odyssey, has announced. So August 25th looks like that's going to be the last news day for WCBS 880. So the purposes of documenting history, we're uploading snippets of their broadcasts to save for posterity. Is that the right word? So if you just landed on this video, thank you for visiting. We're documenting history by recording my commute to work and listening to the news. For those of you that have subscribed, my fellow historians, I thank you. I thank you. I thank you. So let's get you into the news.
With Amazon Prime, Walmart Plus members, they're soon going to get a new perk: discounted meals at Burger King. Pilot is flying cars.
I don't know if this is a commercial or actually a news story.
Air taxi service will plan to launch this year, with China's e-hang among the firms competing to enter a market that may be worth about $1 trillion. And does the smell of Crayola crayons bring back happy memories of your childhood? Well, the company sure hopes so. It's received a patent for the smell of its crayons that it hopes one day to pump through the aisles of retailers. On Wall Street, futures are in the green, with money news at 25 and 55 on WCBS. I'm Bloomberg's Lisa Mateo.
Crayola crayons from Easton, Pennsylvania, which is also the home of Neil Bush. It all comes together in a nice little bow, doesn't it?
Here on the radio station, it also comes with its own built-in sharpener.
I want to learn how to cook, but I keep ordering takeout.
I plan to rearrange my closet, but I stopped after picking the clothes up off the floor. Accomplishing goals is hard, but when your goal is to learn a new language, Babbel makes it easy.
I'm going to stop here for a second. I just realized that my gas cap is open. So let's close that. I must have pressed the button. So we're on a commercial right now for WCBS 880, and sometimes the commercials can be vintage as well.
It starts with Babbel.
But who remembers that annoying commercial? 1877 Cars for Kids. Donate your car today.
Just go to Babbel.com and start learning a new language today.
No, just gotta get back. Just gotta get back into traffic now.
For nearly 2,000 severely injured veterans, everyday life has become filled with barriers. So we build specially adapted homes at Homes for Our Troops. And thanks to our donors and supporters, this life-changing gift of freedom is provided mortgage-free to these veterans. But we need you to join us too in completing this important mission. Please visit hfotusa.org and help build homes and rebuild lives.
1 in 4 Americans have a disability. I'm one of them. I'm also a working mom who cares deeply about making sure every child with a disability thrives by getting their access needs met. We've got a trusted ally by our side. Easter Seals provides children and families the foundation for lifelong success through early learning programs, skills training, and prep for college and career. That's my Easter Seals. Make it yours. Join us at EasterSeals.com.
Let's update our story this morning on the traffic from the Chopper and Tom Kaminsky, please.
And let's first go over to the western spur of the New Jersey Turnpike, northbound side. delays as we get up toward 15W right at Route 280. We had a crash, and we're just getting up to the scene here of this other crash, which is approaching 16W. At least one lane is out of service there. Eastern Spur, that's right in front of me. That's going to be much better for you. We head back over to the Staten Island bound, lower level Verrazano Bridge. Watch for a crash there. If you're headed in Brooklyn bound, not bad on the Verrazano Bridge. Even the Staten Island Expressway looks to be in pretty good shape. No big problems on the LIE, except a little bit of a slowdown.
We're going to hit some glare, so put on your historian sunglasses.
59 degrees in New York City. The sun's up now, though. That'll warm things up, but not a lot. 75 will be the high with sun mixing with clouds.
Tonight clear, not quite as cool, 60 to 65 and down to the 50s in the suburbs.
Warmer tomorrow, 75 to 80 with sunshine, and Saturday and Sunday should be nice sunny days and warm into the 80s.
It's a beautiful day, 59.
When you need to know why, when it matters most. This is WCBS 880 News.
Minnesota Governor and former high school football coach Tim Walz rallying Democrats last night at the DNC during his VP acceptance speech.
Bill Pascrell of New Jersey is being remembered as a power pugilist in the Prince of Paterson by Senator Cory Booker.
An e-bike shop, here we go again, in Queens this time, goes up in flames this morning thanks to all those lithium-ion batteries.
66-year-old woman found stabbed to death in the kitchen of her own apartment, and we're hearing from the neighbors on the strange sounds that were coming before the crime.
Mets win a Citi Field walk-off, and the Yankees win.
I'm Paul Murnane.
Good morning, I'm Wayne Captain.
This is WCBS and WCBS-FM HD2, New York.
This is CBS News on the Hour, sponsored by O'Reilly Auto Parts.
I'm Deborah Rodriguez. Tim Walz was the headliner at the Democratic National Convention, where he accepted the vice presidential nomination and talked up the top of the ticket, Kamala Harris.
She has never hesitated to reach across that aisle if it meant improving your lives. And she's always done it with energy, with passion, and with joy.
Walz highlighted some of his own accomplishments as governor of Minnesota.
We made sure that every kid in our state gets breakfast and lunch every day. Other states were banning books from their schools. We were banishing hunger from ours.
Walz, also a former teacher and coach, correspondent Matt Piper from the United Center.
Many are holding signs that say Coach Walz, and before Walz came out, he was actually joined by about a dozen former football players who Walz coached in high school.
Former President Donald Trump was back in attack mode, speaking about a potential Kamala Harris presidency.
She ruined San Francisco. She ruined California. And if she gets in, our country doesn't have a chance.
He spoke from behind bulletproof glass at his first outdoor rally since the assassination attempt last month. The independent running for president could be teaming up with Mr. Trump. CBS's Robert Costa from Chicago.
Robert F. Kennedy Jr. is moving closer to an endorsement of former President Donald Trump. He doesn't see much of a path ahead for his own independent candidacy.
RFK Jr. could make an announcement during an appearance in Arizona tomorrow. A labor dispute has brought rail freight traffic in Canada to a standstill this morning, and we could begin feeling the effects here soon. CBS's Chris Mavridis reports from Toronto.
Both Canadian National and CP Kansas City stopped accepting shipments of frozen food and medicine at its rail yards.
Sorry about the blurry video there.
Drag on. That means
A lot of times when the sun shines right on the windshield, the camera can't really focus.
shipped to American refineries every day.
Sources tell Reuters and the AP the body of British tech billionaire Mike Lynch is among the remains of 5 people found in a super yacht that sunk off the coast of Italy. The Italian Coast Guard says one person, a woman, is still missing. CBS's Holly Williams.
Italian officials say they believe the yacht may have been hit by a tornado over the water.
Yeah, once we get away from the directly driving into the sun, it should be fine. Sorry about that.
This is CBS News.
Think O'Reilly Auto Parts for all your car care needs.
We're documenting history with the faults and all.
Parts people at O'Reilly Auto Parts. Everything you need to know every time you listen. This is WCBS 880 News.
Well, it's a beautiful morning out there right now with the sunshine. 59 degrees in Manhattan. topping out near 75 later on this afternoon. Nice to see the blue sky out there. And it feels a little bit like back to school, doesn't it? It's 7:03 in the morning.
On radio, he had that confident, steady tone whenever we'd call him up. On his TV appearances, he was the silver-haired embodiment of senior legislator. We're talking about Bill Pascrell, whose long career ended with his death at age 87 yesterday. Sean Adams is live with memories and accomplishments in Pascrell's long career in public service.
You know, the way people are talking, Wayne, you know, if Bill Pascrell had been a boxer, perhaps he would have been called the Patterson pugilist. I mean, he was a fighter. They're calling him the Jersey Giant, the Prince of Patterson. Bill Pascrell was well respected in many corners of the Garden State. Senator Cory Booker spoke eloquently about him at the DNC last night.
A man who always fought for freedom. Today we lost Congressman Bill Pascrell.
More praise from Congressman Josh Gottheimer.
The consummate public servant. He was a veteran, served in the Army. He was a teacher. He was the mayor of Patterson. He was state assemblyman, and then for nearly 3 decades a congressman, and got the backs of cops and firefighters.
Now, if anybody knows anything about Patterson, they know that the beautiful falls, they're just a gem of the Garden State. And Bill Pascrell will forever be associated with the falls because he was instrumental in getting the Great Falls designated a National Historic Park. Reporting live, Sean Adams, WCBS 880 News.
Sean, thanks. 7:05 now. Another scooter store went up in flames overnight. This is in Queens. And Glenn Schuck reports on another tough battery blaze for the FDNY.
Was in the garage storage area of King's electric scooter where this blaze broke out overnight. In fact, about 2:30 a.m. The FDNY arriving, and Deputy Chief George Healy telling me that they actually responded to this same location earlier this year, and the message has to be repeated.
But the messaging has to be out there that we shouldn't be charging these during sleeping hours. We shouldn't have them by the doors that are the exits from our multiple dwellings. We want to use them safely, and we always want to make sure we're using an approved product.
There are both e-bikes and gas-powered scooters at this location. One firefighter suffering a minor injury as fire marshals do their investigation. From Richmond Hill, Queens, Glenn Schuck, WCBS 880 News.
All right, guys, thank you so much for joining me this morning. We'll see you on the next episode. Remember, stay tuned, subscribe. We got all the election coverage coming up for the early morning drives.